and I've had to try to turn in alone. When these folks want to drag everything out, during the time that we could be making calls, they want to have discussion time and have conversations and tell me about themselves. And as much as I do care about people, when you're helping out somebody who's being victimized, you really do need to get down to fucking business. Actually look at this stuff, take it seriously, make the phone calls. If it takes you 6 weeks to make one phone call, you've already helped the predators to get away and given them plenty of opportunity to do it again and again. Andrew Wolnez is living proof of this over and over and over again. People tell me to do things that I'm incapable of doing because of victimization, because of theft of resources. Anyway, I'm almost out of battery. I gotta go inside of the library and charge it. And there's a guy here who keeps messaging me. Oh, he's sending me stuff about one of my predators, Waylon Lolatai. I typed to him, well, he typed to me, lots of body cam footage you had acquired. I typed, there's a bunch more body cams I was never allowed access to. My public pretenders all refused to try getting the body cams. Officer Waylon Lolatai is famous for assaulting people. One of my first videos is of him assaulting me at the Boulder Hospital before Natalie Bollinger's killer was found. The cops charged me with assault over it. He typed, wow, you weren't kidding. I just looked his name up on YouTube and found unrelated videos of assaults and lawsuits with him involved. Well, they're not unrelated, actually. All of the people that he assaulted were assumed to be homeless. All of them. Including Zayd Atkinson, who is on 60 Minutes after cops pulled guns on him. Public pretenders are useless as tits on a fucking boar. All they try to do is bully us into a fucking plea deal because they don't want to do their goddamn job. Well, maybe the dumb son of a bitch, you should try actually doing their job. Oh, this is what we're allowed to look at. No, 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 no. I've been through 14 fucking months of abuse in this goddamn town. Most of it at the hands of the police or because of the police. And then I'm told I have to go to the police to turn the police into themselves. And they refuse and tell me I have to go to the state troopers. And the state troopers say they don't police the police. I have to go back to the department that I originally got sent away from. And back and forth they play this game. Go to mental health, mental health, mental health. It is fucking gaslighting and it is not okay. I better get inside and charge my batteries. I won't have the opportunity to do so tomorrow. And having the ability to record is my safety. Because I have no friends or family to step in. And I never have. Here's how a safety network is supposed to go. I'm supposed to go to a friend or family member when I'm harmed. Someone who cares enough about me to help me with the things that I cannot do for myself. Now, at the very beginning, that wouldn't have taken any time at all. For literally over a year before Natalie Bollinger was killed, I went to every friend that I could, and every friend that promised to help. I went to see them so that they could actually help, and they didn't show up. Or I had to make things for them to actually make the time that they claimed that they would. I was on physical disability before I was assaulted by Waylon Lolatai. I was on disability when I was assaulted by Waylon Lolatai. And other than the police and public pretenders literally refusing to do their jobs and clerical error after clerical error that are not my fault, they show that I have been gaslit and that the courts literally don't give a shit who harms me. They will literally break the law in the courts to prevent me from showing evidence. Repeatedly, I've been abused by law enforcement for trying to turn in law enforcement to themselves. This is some fucking tweaker shit here. It's like telling a rape victim that they have to turn in their rape to the person that raped them. Oh, you were raped by Officer Shiv? Well, you have to turn in Officer Shiv to Officer Shiv. Oh, you have to turn it into his department. Oh, you're getting bullied by his department and not being allowed to turn him in? Well, that's not our fault. If the police department that raped you does not recognize you as a victim, then there's nothing we can do. You have to go to the DA's office and they'll tell you, oh, well, we can't do anything until the police decide that you're a victim. And round we go. Just a bunch of straight up bullshit. This person calling themselves Swing Set typed, hello, Sean, any progress made? I've been away for the last few weeks. No progress made. That's usually because people disappear for weeks at a time and don't actually do anything useful. But I'm used to it. I've been through this for 7 years? 8 years? A lot of people come to this channel because it makes them feel better about their own lives, about their own bullshit. Mostly, though, people come here for entertainment. They come to my channel because they don't have anything better to do. They come to my channel because they got lots of time. Most of the people who come to my channel are trolls. They don't come here to help. They don't come here because they care about the truth. They come here because they find somebody that they can bully and get away with. Now, when it's an adult who's targeted, how many of you actually give a shit? You type about and talk about how unsafe it is for your kids on the internet. Really? There's a lot of adults who are bullied too. A lot of at-risk adults who are trying their best to navigate this electronic bullshit. And your kids are the primary predators on the internet. They're also the primary predators in a lot of other places in America. A lot of people teach their kids that homeless people are all scallywags. They teach their children that we're all drug dealers and drug addicts. That we're all up to no good. The most likely person to kill you is your own mother. The second most likely person to kill you is your own father. And yet mothers and fathers will walk down the street hand in hand with their telling their children that we are the threat. No, we are the byproduct. Most of us out here on the streets were victimized into homelessness, both men and women alike. A lot of women will destroy a man's life with a lie. And they believe there should be no consequences. Unfortunately, there are consequences, just not for the predator. Because in that situation, the woman is the predator. She's using a bias to try to get special attention, like the Bollingers did, including Rochelle Shelley Campbell and Danica Lachelle Garner. They did not care about Natalie Bollinger through any of this. What they cared about was hiding their involvement. If they just spent as much time trying to put Ted away as they did trying to hide the fact that Ted was such a horrible excuse for a human being. Imagine the world that we could live in. Anyway, there's something caught in my jacket here. I'm trying to pull it out because I'm OCD and it's bugging me. All right, that'll work. Anyway, it's good to be with you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and your sister's keeper too. And no victim left behind. Also, this shit's expensive. There's no possible way that anybody can defend themselves being disabled and having to live on $800 a fucking month. There's no way in hell. Fucking restricted calls. Calling me up to fucking harass me. On the bright side, I got it on buzz at me like a motherfucker mode instead of ring like an asshole mode. Wolnez isn't the only predator I have, and he's certainly not even the worst predator that I have. The worst predators that I have are law enforcement. Waylon Lolatai. I was telling this gentleman about Waylon Lolatai, and he looked up Waylon Lolatai's name. Maybe I should type to him a bunch of other names, like Paulie Olson, Sarah Nelson Torciello, Vicky Peterson, Michelle. When you claim that these situations are unrelated, that's because you're ignorant of the situation. Scott Shaw type, definitely. I'm not sure what you were replying to there, just because there's a delay. just take one for about.
Somebody left early, so. Do you want it for the 3 hours?
Yes, ma'am. Well, you guys close at 4, right?
5.
5?
Yep.
Very nice.
You're welcome.
So where were we at? Scott Shaw type sorry. The definitely was for the comment on leaving other names. There's a lag. Yes, sir. Altogether, there's. Oh, also look out for RAYRAU. That's here in Tillamook. There's a lot of officers that I spoke up about, but not just officers, also public officials. The officers like Waylon Lolatai who assaulted me. What kind of a situation were those? Those were situations where I was literally trying to turn in what was going on. Where Natalie's friends and family were getting a hold of me, some of them pretending like they wanted to help, and some of them to harass and threaten me. I'd had to deal with being stalked by Matty Bo's druggy friends for over a year by the time any of this happened. Matty Bo's friends had been harming me and assaulting me since the very first day I got back to Boulder in October of 2016. That's well over a year before Natalie was killed. But it only matters if you care. If you don't care to take a look, if you don't bother to share the evidence, then you're coming here for nothing. You're not doing anything useful. If you are sharing the evidence, trying to preserve it, you're doing something useful. But also, there's these crimes that pretended that I was delusional and making it up because I didn't have a friend to go in with me to turn it in. See, that's the most important right there, having a friend. And family are busy telling you what to do, what to think, and what to feel. And believing that 5 minutes of looking stuff up on the internet that you do in your entire life or living as yourself. When they deprive you of all of your experiences by dismissing them. Repeatedly telling you to do things that they know that you're incapable of, have verified that you're incapable, yet they still want you to do those things. The police want to know why it is, or the police and these different agencies that I'm sent to want to know if I have a friend or family member to help. Well, no, I don't. A lot of these people are too busy trying to give suggestions to even hear what's going on. That's hurtful for all of us. The things happening to me can happen to you too. Waylon Lolatai wasn't the only one to look up. Sarah Nelson Torciello.
Here are some pictures that match.
Yep, I got somebody calling restricted over and over and over again. I get a lot of these. Sarah Nelson Torciello. Assistant Warden. God, this cord fucking sucks. Hopefully I have another cord down in the car that'll work. Michelle Decini, Lincoln, Nebraska. Ex-Nebraska prison employee goes to prison for smuggling in. What was she smuggling in? Oh, here's Sarah Nelson Torciello and Vicky Peterson. Oh, Nikki Peterson, my bad. Nebraska prison employee working in Lincoln accused of sexual abuse. That's right, this woman here. Michelle Decini. Officer Waylon Lolatai. Here's Officer Waylon Lolatai. $95,000 for Sammy Leon Lawrence IV. That's Sammy Leon Lawrence IV. They make a big deal about how he's a black man, but you know what? Waylon Lolatai is darker than Sammy Leon Lawrence IV by a lot. Waylon Lolatai joined the Boulder Police Department after being put under investigation for attacking an inmate. Here he is assaulting Miss Clark. Boulder police officer Waylon Lolatai, who has a history of excessive force allegations, is under investigation. The problem is they wouldn't investigate any of the things he did to me. My friends and family, by pretending that ignoring a problem until it goes away is a fucking solution. What did this result in? Waylon Lolatai assaulting 7 more people in 2018 after he assaulted me. So someone calling themselves swing set type, did you email me, Sean? Dude, don't fuck with me. I have sent it. I'm not gonna fuck around with people who aren't gonna look. There's gotta be a way to stop this abuse. But that means that people need to actually look at it and help to turn it in. Look at all the literally hundreds of people that I have invested the time that I didn't have. I don't have a lot of time where I have internet access, where I have access to my computers and a quiet room where I can work on it. I don't have a lot of that. I don't even have the ability to dig my things out of my goddamn vehicle. I try to get people to read this stuff and look at it in real life. And I get people saying stuff like, oh, I don't feel right about reading your personal stuff. It's not personal stuff, it's evidence. I've already posted it online repeatedly. Nobody would fucking look. Nobody would help to turn it in. And every time I tried to turn it in, I got talked over, dismissed, locked up. It sucks. Swing set typed, I watched the video. They arrested you for a murder you didn't commit and labeled you as a piece of shit. I feel for you. Well, here's the thing, is that they didn't arrest me for murder. They made up bullshit to arrest me on because they couldn't arrest me on murder because I wasn't a murderer. And I'm still not a murderer. But it doesn't matter because these people do whatever the hell they want, whenever they want. That's what happens when you make a victim go in by themselves. Polly Olson, Chapel, Nebraska. Here's another one for you. Former Dual County clerk pleads an embezzlement case. October 16th, 2023. Polly Olson, 60, of Chapel, has initially been charged in June 2022 with 3 felony counts of theft stemming from a Nebraska. That's right. Yo. Yo. Like I said, she was involved. She was one of the people with the ambulance the day that I was assaulted by Officer by Sheriff Scott DaCosta and Nebraska State Trooper Lassen. Later on, DaCosta and Lassen worked together to prevent me from turning them in for the assault by having me arrested on false charges and having me incarcerated in Lincoln Prison on those false charges. Eventually, they had to drop those charges. Guess what? All the charges they pressed against me were misdemeanors. All of them. But you guys don't speak up. You guys don't fight to get your voices heard. Why the hell would I believe you can fight to get mine heard? See what the charge is at, 13%. All right, when it gets up to about 15%, I'm gonna go downstairs and dig for my other charging cords. This is pretty much all I can do is come to the library to charge up my electronics so that I have him in case of wolnez pulling his bullshit again. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of him being allowed to harm me whenever he wants. Am I allowed to do those things to people? No. If I even pretend like I might do something like that, I'll get arrested. If people pretend that I might do those things to them, then I get arrested. When it all comes down to it, I'm never going to be treated like a human being. No matter what, the term mentally ill is used to discredit victims. That is the only thing that it's used for. There's a difference between having a rabid dog that's running around the neighborhood trying to eat people or bite them, and a whole bunch of people that want to back a dog into a corner and poke it with sticks until it defends itself. Me speaking up about the abuse that I endure, it's treated as if it's what? Antagonization. No, it's me speaking up, and it's me showing you how I'm treated. I'm gonna end this video because I gotta pee. Oh, come on.